Right, welcome back. Seapower and the State, originally by simulation from Canada, 1982. Steven Newberg, going to be republished by Compass Games sometime in the future. I have no relationship with the republishing, but I was able to get the graphics or preview graphics for the new version republishing, and I've incorporated them into a Vassal mod. But I'm playing by the old rules because that's all I've got. So, we, in the last video, did the Battle of the Med. Pretty much one turn. Soviets got Nimitz-class carrier battle group out of the way, but then they were basically decimated. Their Black Sea Fleet and their 5th Escarada Mediterranean Fleet were decimated. And per game rules, there's no shipping routes there. Nobody would have earned any victory points. So what we're going to do in this video is start looking at the Pacific War next here, and I'm tempted also to include the Indian Ocean over here. I think we're talking about 5th Fleet for the US and then 7th Fleet over here. So, and I'm also going to play more of the rules this time. I'm going to assume the first turn is what we call 11-1 conflict. Haven't gone to war, but everybody's positioning their assets, anticipating war is coming. So we'll get to use more of the rules, including satellites too. So this is a chance to put the game more through its paces. And we'll save this North Atlantic for later here, for another time. But let's try and do the Pacific War. When I look at this, the main thing, I'm going to do it from a point of view of shipping. I mean, you have two broad strategies. Initially, shipping routes can generate victory points for each side, hunting ballistic missile subs. I mean, there is that. So I would say shipping routes, maintaining the shipping routes, and then also positioning that if a strategic nuclear war kicks off, your boomers are in a position to launch, but the enemy is not, either by being sunk or out of position. So, as we start this off, we'll look at the sequence of play here. So we follow it right. I think I got it here. Yep. So, turn sequence, conflict level determination phase. I'm going to assume both sides bid 1, level 1. And they both get 10 victory points or something if you bid that. And so that pretty much cancels it out. Not using the Western shipping assignment phase, optional rule. So we move to the Eastern phase. But let's first talk about level 1 and what that implies. Level 1 means no active combat. Surface ships and submarines can enter, move through enemy and neutral units because we're not at war. Aircraft we do not assign because we're not at war. Mine combat does not, mines are not revealed but can be laid. That's the new thing. And then also satellites. We're going to launch satellites at least this first turn to get assets in place to support the first turn. So, with that said, we look at the movement segment, move submarines and surface ships. We're not assigning aircraft. There's no combat, so we'll do mine laying and then we'll do satellites, and that's what we're going to do for the Eastern and or Communist Soviet player. So we move this off to the side here. And we do immediately start out with movement. So the other thing you got to take into effect is logistics. Any ships that go to sea this turn that aren't nuclear powered or in a carrier battle group of some form will have to return to port next turn, or a base somewhere along the way. So to potentially get these guys out of here, but there's no eastern base where they could come up here. So let's look at the shipping routes also to make an assessment. Just looking here. We've got a shipping route here, 5, 5. I'm just totaling. I think it's 3 merchants, 2 tankers. 5, 5, 5. So the 3 shipping routes, we can take out 5, and if we wanted to come all the way over here, we could try and do something with this one, but I don't think so. And then this one isn't in place until the canal has been taken out by a higher level of conflict, a higher level of conflict. So looking at these things, let's make some decisions here. The problem here is, okay, we've got a boomer here. It's not a very good boomer. No, it's a horrible boomer, actually, which they're going to go hunting. And if it stays on the shelf, it loses 2 from its EW, so that's even worse. Problem with that cruiser is India's neutral. So if the cruiser puts to sea, it has to return to port next turn. So the cruiser needs to maneuver somewhere there's another port or another base that it can replenish at. And really it's right here. But then they can't move through these straits next turn potentially if the balloon goes up, because this is blocked here. But this is astride a shipping route, and I've got the cover of the base. So this is probably a good place for this guy. So he's actually interdicting there, and he's got a base there. So they're going to have to go after him. Now, these Chinese units aren't in play. Only if we played a few turns of level 1 and certain conditions are met do they come into play on the Western player side. So that cruiser will go there. Now, the question is, what do we do with the ballistic missile submarine? That's E2. That's a stronger base. That's a nice place for it. And let's see. Oh gosh, range of 1? About the only thing you can do is like a theater nuclear weapon. That's just going to stay there. That's it for that. Alright, then we've got another ballistic missile submarine here. Range of 1. Now, I'm tempted to move that guy. He's on a shelf, -2. He's not going to live very long. I think the Japanese will go after him. Now this is, of course, more involved here. Range of 5. The question is, we got a carrier group here. They could go this way, they could go that. We got a boomer over here. We got another carrier group. These are not safe waters. That's 2 carrier groups. There's a third. We got 3 carriers out here. So the question is what to do with the ballistic missile submarine. Let's see. High pieces. Yeah, there's no real targets. I think these are targets. So where would it be safe? This ballistic missile submarine. This could escort it, but you know, this is probably better interdicting here. So for this ballistic missile submarine, I think he can move 5, and then he'd fast. Well, this turn it doesn't matter if he fast transits, because he can't be attacked. So, well, he could 1, 2, 3, 5. Trying to get him out of harm's way, actually. There are no eastern bases down here. Later he can approach the coast again. Okay, then we've got this fast attack. Now I'm tempted just to leave him there. Let's see, do they have a base for North Korea? Yeah, that's an E2. Okay. And this does, these, you don't get victory points for these because their ballistic missile range is 1. So I think those guys will stay in port. And then what do we do with this fast attack? I don't think he's going to live very long. 2, 3, 4. Again, he's astride, but it's about hexes. Or he could come up here and help. There's just not a lot here. Let's see what we got here. All these guys can come out. Let's check what kind of base we have there. That's an E1. May want to leave the boomers in the base, but the fast boats have to come out. But if the conventional ships come out, they're going to need a base. So they need to end the turn on a base this turn so they can do something. And this is kind of a bottling point here before they get out here. So they'd either have to go here or position themselves here to be ready to go out. Now they can lay mines too. But they can only lay 5 mines in a turn, and I have other plans for that, so let me see what they're going to do. Alright, I ran ahead and moved everybody here at this base, except for that one boomer, which I'll move in a second. One fast boat I sent down here, just to keep the allies busy. We've got 3 units now astride shipping lanes, and these are nuke powered, so they're self-sustaining. We did see this ballistic missile submarine is just running away. Now, the majority of ballistic missile submarines I moved from here to here. Now, my intent is they're going to go under the polar ice cap. And then we're going to move these guys here in a second. I put this guy here because the ships here, they need to get out. They'll be easily blocked in here. So they're getting here, and at least there's a level 2 base which can handle 6. So they're set up to come out here. The only problem is the allies could try and block this here, so I put this unit here to mine that hex. Now, I'm only going to allow the eastern player can mine 5 hexes each turn, so I'm going to be nice and give them 3. I assume they mine 2 or somewhere else. But this will hopefully give these units an exit path to try and get out on the shipping lanes. So the next big stack is these units, and I'm probably going to use some of the SAs for some mining. Well, I can mine 1, so I'm thinking the next I can mine 2 more hexes. And I don't want American fast boats coming up through here, so that means to start out I'd need to mine here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can use a there's a lot of boats here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just getting these stacked out so I can see what they are. Here's my diesel boat. 1, 2. He can't do much. Well, it's an E3 base, so he can get supplied. Yeah, I'm going to use him for mining, so I'll put him here. Let's see what else we got. We got more nuke boats, a lot of fast boats here. And these I may just keep just to get ready. Okay, here are the ballistic missile submarines. We got 4 of them. 5, 4, 4, 4. So one can move 5. And the rest can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're going to move here. And the 5 guy, I guess he could move right on the polar ice cap. I'm going to put him here for now. Just don't need to pull up the polar ice cap yet. I believe this was Soviet strategy. Put all their boomers under the ice, make it harder for them to be hunted, and then they can pop out in many places here along the northern edge of the board. I see the numbering here. So, now I've got these ballistic, let's see. Oh, I didn't move the 4s. 1, 2, 3. Well, these are the guys I already moved. I'm sorry. So all these guys have moved. So all I've got left now are these SAs here, or these SSNs, let's call it right. And I think I'm going to unmark them. There we go. So I got speeds of 4, speeds of 6, speeds of 4. So I got 3 at speed 4. Oops. And 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6. And I just moved them again. Way to go. I gotta finagle that. So what will we do with these? I need... So what did I say the hex is? I'm going to mine that hex. And to seal it off, I'm going to mine these 2 hexes. And right now, that's a ballistic missile submarine. That will not chase me. But that could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it could. He could. That's just one loose up there. There may be others from the other part of the board here. So I need to drop one more mine here to start, and I want to use my least capable 4, 4, 4. Oh, there's a 6, 7B. There's a 6, 5D. 6, 4D, 5D. Honestly, it looks like this is my least capable. I gotta stop doing this. Did it again. Yep. So now, oh, I'm gonna put somebody here though too. Yep. What kind of? I gotta do something about this mark move thing. Okay, they've got. That's not bad, ASW. Oh. 6, 5, 5, 5. And what's this guy? 5. Okay, let's use the ones with wimpy. This guy's kind of wimpy. So let's move this guy here. The intent of moving that guy here is they can drop mines now. That's it. The rest of these are here. And they are going to flush out here. Let's see. I could put them on the lines right at 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of them can go here. 5, 6, 6, 5, 5. Okay. So we got some 4 units. Let's see what they can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we got 5. So let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's move that there. Let's see, we got 2 units here. This is, oh, this guy hasn't even moved. He's got a 4. He can move up. 2, 3, 4. He'll go here to stay under the base. So those have moved. These are on the shipping lines. I got somebody with a 6. Well, that's interesting. It's not that that boomer is going to stay there again. Let's send them there. Okay. I don't think the Pacific Fleet's going to last that long for them. And these 2 are set up to potentially guard here. They're not on continental shelf. So I think we're done with their movement. Maybe not the best. Let's see what we got in the Indian Ocean. Oh, this is a carrier. Let's go ahead and play the Indian Ocean too, and let's get him out of here. Both these guys. 1, 2. And they come around here. So the question is, where will these guys go? So they can cause havoc down here. That is for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy needs to find a base next turn. So he is 3. He's got no base. This guy can't come over. But this guy can cause problems down here with the Australians. Interesting there. Instead of pulling him into here. So this SA, problem is it needs a logistical base, so it really doesn't have the legs. It started here, so it's got to pull in. So there is an eastern base here. So it's going to go right here. That's a great place for it. Astride 3 shipping lanes. And it's got a base cover. That's a cool place to be. Okay. So that's done. So now, looking at the sequence of play, I'll clear the movement. We got mine operations, no clearance, but we can lay mines, and then we've got satellites. Then we'll be done with their turn. and we'll see that. So let's do some mine laying here. In theory, this is going to be written down, so the enemy player doesn't know it, but I just figure it's, oh, sorry, easier. Let's see, I just got to figure out where I put those mine markers. I think they're here. Yep, Soviet mines. Okay, so we're going to put a mine here. There we go. Oh, it's hidden. I can't see it. Okay, and we want to put a mine here. And we want to put a mine here. I think I got jump 2 going on. Where's a mine here? Second one from bottom. So, that's 3 out of 5. And, yeah, I had to use the fast boat because boomers aren't allowed to lay mines. And, wow, wasn't there a unit here? Yeah, he's underneath. Let's put him on top. Okay, so we've got 3 mines laid. Now we go to satellite. 1 to 5 to launch. They can launch as many as they want. And we are going to launch 2 CSATs. Well, you know, we don't need a CSAT down here yet. There's nobody operating down here. So let's launch 1 CSAT. 1 to 5, it launches, okay. That's the rules when you go to launch. Launch as many as you want. On a 1 to 5 they launch. On a 6 the launch fails. 3 types. One is a communication satellite, and they've got the defined positions on the board. And they assist in attack coordination, localization. I mean, attack coordination, and especially if you go to ballistic missile, if you go to strategic nuclear warfare, they coordinate the attack. And then the RSATs help with localization for surface contacts. So, they're going to launch their first CSAT here. Let's see where I got those. Yep, I got them here. And there we go. CSAT present. First one, it launches. So I'm going to put a CSAT here. Now, I thought there was another one. They've only got a range of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Those guys are out of range. So I think I need another CSAT. I think they have another one over here, position. But I don't see it. That's a kind of out in the boonies location for the Russians. That's the Western CSAT, so I'm not seeing how these guys get it. There's only 3 US CSATs, but 5 of these. 1, 2. I guess it would be helpful if they had the hexes where they were. Well, here's a CSAT, but that wouldn't apply here. Yeah, I would be hoping there's one here. If I see it, I'll look for it. Alright, then we're going to launch some localization RSATs. And these are weird. I mean, it's kind of, I had to read through the rules a few times, but if I place one, let's say, they get placed on this 26 north-south row, and then their track is like an X. And then, you know, depending on how close to the track, and you can maneuver them up and down. So I could look at this one and see, it does it here. That's okay, this one does. So I've kind of bracketed the US forces here. So let's do an RSAT there. And it launches, and that applies over here too. And more RSATs the better. Actually, I got no coverage down here. And I've got ships down there. I think I'll launch one more to give me visibility on the Australians here. And ironically, yeah, it's one short. There we go. That gives us nice coverage there. I think we're okay. So both launched. I think I rolled for the second one. So now we do see satellites in play. Again, maybe I should launch a CSAT here. But nobody's here. 1, 2, 3. Well, but this guy could be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He helps cover here. Oh, let's just do it for the heck of it. 3 CSAT launches. So there we go. So we've got some satellites up, communication, and we see for recon in place. So this is like the turn before the war. The boomers have left their bases. They're going for the North Pole. Fast boats are out on the shipping lanes. And these units are threatening too, but I don't know if they get hit by a carrier battle group, of which there's 3. Wait, they may not last long. Did I do this? Actually, there's 4 carrier battle groups. We've got 1 in Pearl. Got 1 out here at sea. Oh, there's a fast boat there. I think I'll leave them with it. And it looks like we got 1 in Subic Bay. So we got 3 carrier battle groups plus the 1 in the Indian Ocean. Yep, there it is. That's probably the Enterprise, because it's nuclear but not as strong as the 50s. So there's 4 carrier battle groups. That's going to cause mayhem. Okay, that's it. We're done with the Soviet turn here. We're at 26 minutes. Trying to bring these down reasonably, but you do see initial strategy. I don't know if these are going to last long. You got 1 turn of the Allies coming out and positioning their forces, and then next turn we'll start with the level 2 conflict. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, let's protect the boomers, harass the shipping lanes, and threaten Australia. I don't think the Australian fleet has the ability to stand up to these, so we'll see how that plays out. But with a carrier battle group in the Indian Ocean that can follow this, I don't know if they'll last long. And they're astride a shipping lane here. And I don't need to spread them out yet because that won't happen until next turn. Okay. Alright, so fight's on. And we'll see how this plays out. Thanks for listening, and please like if you like. Comments are greatly appreciated. Feedback, etc. And subscribe if you want to know when the next one is. Again, thanks.